folks, Nick and Goddess for Nick's America. I am back again. Forgive me, I'm a little bit under the weather and I'm kind of just getting over the hump here, so bear with me. But I wanted to address all the different conflicts and all the BS that is leading us into what could be World War III. We now have boots on the ground, I believe, in Israel to aid them against Hamas. But here's the thing. While I am all in favor of wiping groups like Hamas off the map so that they can glean some kind of percentage of their 72 virgins or whatever the hell it is they think they're dying for, am I the only one who what about us? What about the U.S.? We have our own problems, and yet we're worried about every other country's border except our own. We had, I think, around 270,000 border encounters just last month. That is unsustainable. We might as well not even have a country. Without borders, you don't have a country. And now the Biden regime says they're going to build the wall. Build the wall that was so racist 4 years ago. Build the wall that Congress couldn't give Trump $5 billion for to build completely. And that, those estimates might be on the low end, even if it was at the high end, which I've heard the high end was like 20 billion. We've given Ukraine who knows how much. The last estimate was around somewhere 130 billion dollars. We have given in the last 2 to 3 years, and this is what the media is not going to tell you. They and the lefties are going to push that Palestine, that they don't get any funding. It all goes to Israel, the U.S., and their Zionist, whatever that crap is that you constantly hear about. I know from research from the State Department's website itself that we have given $500 million to Palestine since some point in 2021. So you could say 2.5 years, almost 3 years, whatever you want to say. I don't remember the exact month they started giving them this money, but I know it was like $471 million, plus another 75 for some kind of humanitarian, 75 million for some kind of humanitarian, I don't know, garbage. Which, listen, I am all for protecting innocent people. I am just tired of doing it at the expense of the American taxpayer while they ignore us. And they basically tell us that if we complain about it, that we're white supremacists or white or some kind of domestic terrorist extremists. I'm tired of that. Listen, no matter what side you personally fall on, Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, China, Taiwan, it seems that the whole world is in flux and we're paying for it. Did you vote for that? Well, I guess if you voted for Biden, yes, you did. But did we vote for constant war? Because that's all we've gotten since Biden's been in office. If you include that travesty that was the withdrawal from Afghanistan, that Trump had all planned, and that the Taliban was fine with adhering to until the Biden regime pushed back the deadline for withdrawal until September, when it originally was May of 2021. That's another thing they don't tell you. I'm just tired of being everybody's mother and father, every country's mother and father. We need these resources for our border. We need these resources. We wouldn't even need any of this stuff if we were drilling for oil. And maybe that's why we're not. It's the same thing that happened in Venezuela years ago. They had the largest surplus, the largest stockpile of oil in the world. And they just stopped. They didn't refine it. They didn't produce it. They just let their people starve. And they let prices get so out of whack. I remember I interviewed a woman in Venezuela. I wasn't in Venezuela, but she was in Venezuela. And she said that, she was what you would consider middle class there before things really got bad. And that she had to decide whether to get olive oil or coffee because she couldn't afford both. Now, our inflation in this country, while it is bad for this country, it could be much, much worse. And it could get much, much worse. They want to tout the Biden regime and their, adult Annie, Karine Jean-Pierre, will come out and lie to you every day. Or they'll just look at you like you're some kind of asshole for asking a pertinent question. That is unacceptable. Karine Jean-Pierre and Joe Biden need to remember that they are our employees. If it wasn't for our money, you'd be out on the street with your worthless degrees and worthless careers. Joe Biden's been in government. He's never had a private sector job. If he did, it was when he was a kid studying to be the career politician he is now. And I think we need to demand more of our politicians in terms of, they want to talk about how they're transparent and everything. They couldn't be less transparent if they were a lead wall. I'm just kind of venting here. I'm not going to give you any fluff today. You're not going to see any pop culture little, drop-ins, or you're not going to see me put up the headline of some website that proves what I'm saying. What I'm saying is true. Whether you want to believe it or not, that's on you. Do your own research. I've done mine. I'm just tired of placating the lowest common denominators around the world. And then they want to cry racism if we don't let them into this country. Well, we've had 2.5, 3 years of letting anybody and everybody into this country. We are being invaded. And the funny thing is, the people that are coming across the border, Mexico is the least of our worries. The only part of Mexico that's coming over this border is the fentanyl that they are manufacturing with the supplies that China has sent them, the drug cartels. As far as I'm concerned, the drug cartels can go the way of Hamas. To be perfectly honest with you, I would bomb the hell out of the drug cartels. But you have to understand, that's not in the best interest of the CIA and the FBI, who aid and abet the drugs that come over our border. Don't think we don't know what you're doing, intelligence agencies. You are the devil. And you have garnered so much power that you feel that you have no accountability. We see what you're doing. And I lump the CIA, at least portions. There are good people in the CIA and the FBI that are most likely looking out for the best interest of this country. But they're not the ones in charge. As far as I'm concerned, those people can be lumped in with Hamas, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, whatever other terrorist organization you want to lump them in with. They always want to say the people that push back against them are on the wrong side of history. Well, when the history books are written about this current period, as long as they're not government controlled, we'll see the U.S. was on the wrong side of history here. At least during these past few years. It's really sad. I'm tired of it. I want to know what you guys think. Am I way off base here? Am I selfish for wanting us to focus on us rather than everybody else but us? I don't have kids. I might never have kids. But just in case I do, I'd like to have a country to give to them. A country that's respectable, a country that's worth giving to. Because it's not right now. And I love this country and everything it's afforded me and everything it's afforded my family. I just don't know how much longer we can sustain the current path that we're on. So, like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. You see all the links. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, for Nick's America, I'm Nick Kingadas.